Ladies and gentlemen, here's the truth I want you to walk away with tonight. Life will knock you down. It will test you. It will try to tell you you're finished. Feel me. But here's the miracle. It also gives second chances. And those second chances, they ain't just about fixing what went wrong. You feel me? They're about becoming who you were meant to be. They're about rising stronger, wiser, and better than before. So when life gives you that shot, don't run from it. Don't question it. Don't waste it. Step into it with courage. Step into it with gratitude. Step into it with faith. You feel me? Because when you own your second chance, you don't just change your story, you inspire the world. And that, my friends, is the power of a second chance. You feel me? People think when they mess up, that's it. They think they've gone too far, made too many mistakes, said too many wrong things, or missed too many opportunities. But let me tell you something. If you're still breathing, you still got a shot. See, God don't throw people away. He don't look at your past and say, well, you blew it. You feel me?
I'm done with you.
Nah, God specializes in do-overs. He takes what's broken, what's messed up, what's been thrown out, and he turns it into something beautiful. You feel me? You ain't disqualified because you failed. You're qualified because you survived. Let me tell you this from my own life. There was a time when I had nothing, slept in my car, couldn't feed myself, didn't see a way out. I had dreams, but I had also made a mess of things. And you know what? You feel me? Even then, when I thought it was over, God was working behind the scenes. I didn't know it, but he was setting up a stage for my comeback. You feel me? That's what God does. He don't just pull you out of the storm. He uses the storm to teach you how to sail. You think your pain disqualified you. It didn't. You feel me? You think your past canceled your promise. It didn't. You think your failures made you unworthy. They didn't. You're not too old, not too broken, not too far gone. You feel me? You're just in the middle of the story. And let me tell you this, God don't write tragedies. He writes testimonies. Feel me? So when you fall, don't stay there feeling sorry for yourself. Look up, get up, dust yourself off and say, all right, Lord, you feel me. I'm ready for my next chance. Because if you can believe again, hope again, dream again, he'll meet you right there. You see, grace ain't earned, it's given. You feel me? And the moment you realize that, you stop running from God and start walking with him. Because the truth is, he's not mad at you. He's waiting on you. That's the power of a second chance. It's not just about starting over. It's about starting right, this time with gratitude, wisdom, and faith. So don't let guilt, you feel me, shame, or regret keep you stuck. Your mistakes might have changed your direction, but they didn't cancel your destination. You feel me? God's got a way of taking what looked like the end and turning it into a brand new beginning. You see, everybody wants success. You feel me? But don't nobody want to go through failure. We love the blessing, but we don't want to deal with the breaking that comes before it. Let me tell you something. You feel me? You cannot get to your destiny without some detours, without some no's, without some closed doors, without some heartbreaks. You can't build strength on easy street. You feel me? Failure is not the opposite of success. It's the blueprint for it. You got to stop looking at failure like it's the end of the world. You feel me? It's not the end. It's education. It's God saying, that wasn't it. I'm redirecting you to something better. Now, I've failed more times than I can count. I done lost jobs, lost money, lost people. I had dreams that didn't work out, deals that fell through, jokes that bombed, ideas that flopped. I failed on national TV, man.
You feel me?
But every single time I failed, I learned something I couldn't have learned any other way. That's why I tell people your setback is just a setup for your comeback. You feel me? Because when you fall down, that's not the end. It's the part where God checks. Do you really want this? You feel me? Are you ready for what I'm about to give you? When you get back up, when you wipe your face, fix your attitude, and keep going, that's when heaven starts clapping for you. That's when God says, now you get it. The reason most folks don't ever see what God has for them is because they quit too early. They let the first no stop them. You feel me? They let embarrassment stop them. They let pain stop them. But you got to understand pain is part of the process. Think about it. If everything worked out easy, feel me, how would you ever grow? How would you ever learn who you are? You wouldn't. See, God uses failure like weights in a gym to build your spiritual muscles. Every mistake, every rejection, every heartbreak is strengthening something inside you. Character, patience, humility, faith. So the next time you fail, don't hang your head. You feel me? Don't say, why me? Say, thank you, Lord. What are you trying to teach me? Because once you change your attitude about failure, you feel me. It stops being something that breaks you and starts being something that builds you. You got to stop treating failure like a wall. You feel me? And start seeing it as a door to the version of you that can handle your blessings. You can't fail your way out of purpose. You can only fail your way into it. You feel me? So if you've fallen, congratulations. That means you're in the game, you're trying, you're living. And if you just keep standing back up one more time than you fall, your comeback is already on its way. Let me tell you something straight up. I done hit rock bottom. Not once, not twice, several times. I ain't ashamed to say it, because the truth is, you feel me. Everybody you see winning today has had a moment where they thought they were done. See, rock bottom ain't what people think it is. It ain't the end. You feel me?
It ain't your burial ground.
It's your building ground when you hit that low point. When you've lost the job, the money, the relationship, the direction. That's not God punishing you. That's God positioning you. Because sometimes, you feel me, He's got to strip you of everything you were depending on so you can finally depend on Him. When I was sleeping in my car, broke, hungry, and alone, I thought I was buried. I thought life had thrown dirt over me and walked away. But years later, I realized something. I wasn't buried, I was planted. And when you've been planted, baby, you feel me? That means a growth is coming. See, when a seed goes into the ground, it's dark, it's cold, it's uncomfortable. Nobody claps for it. Nobody checks on it. But deep down, something is happening. That seed is breaking open, and that breaking is necessary for becoming. That's what rock bottom does for you. It breaks your ego. You feel me. It breaks your pride. It breaks your comfort zone, but it also cracks you open so your potential can finally come through. You can't build a skyscraper on sand. You gotta dig deep, hit solid ground, and start again. That's what your lowest moments are doing. They're giving you a solid foundation. You feel me? So when people count you out, when they say, you'll never get back up, smile. Because they don't know that's exactly what you're about to do. Sometimes God will let you hit rock bottom to show you that He's the rock at the bottom. When you've lost everything and you still wake up, That's power. You feel me? That's purpose. That's proof you ain't finished. So don't treat rock bottom like a grave. Treat it like ground zero, the place where your new story begins. You feel me? Because from rock bottom, you ain't got nowhere else to go but up. And when you rise, and you will rise, you'll look back and say, you feel me? That moment that I thought was the end was actually the start of my comeback. Listen, everybody in this world has messed up. Everybody. Ain't nobody reside in the same space. You feel me? And nobody walking on clean. You name me one perfect person, and I'll show you somebody lying through their teeth. The truth is, we all got a past. We all got a chapter we don't want nobody to read out loud. We all got moments we wish we could go back and undo. But here's the good news. You feel me? God don't use perfect people. He uses real ones. Your mistakes weren't meant to destroy you. They were meant to develop you. You feel me? They're not there to define who you are. They're there to refine who you're becoming. See, gold don't shine straight out the ground. You got to put it through fire first. And that's exactly what your mistakes do. They burn off what ain't needed. They humble you. They teach you empathy. You feel me? They make you real. You ever notice how people who've been through something, real pain, real loss, they got more compassion. They don't judge the way they used to. You feel me? They understand because they've been there. That's what refinement does. It gives you depth. It takes you from talking about faith to living it. Now, you feel me? I'll tell you something personal. I've made bad decisions. I've said the wrong thing, trusted the wrong people, reacted out of anger. You feel me? But every single one of those mistakes became a lesson. And those lessons made me wiser, stronger, and more grateful. You got to learn to forgive yourself, man. You feel me? Because as long as you hold on to guilt and shame, you're carrying weight that was never meant for you. You are not what you did. You are what you learned from what you did. You feel me? That's the difference between people who stay stuck and people who rise. The stuck ones keep replaying the pain. The ones who rise, they replay the lesson. You feel me? So stop calling yourself a failure. Stop labeling yourself by your worst moment. That wasn't your ending. That was your education. Every scar, every mistake, you feel me? Every tear, it's proof that you're still fighting. And baby, when you're still fighting, you're still growing. Your mistakes don't make you unworthy. You feel me? They make you human. And when you give them to God, He turns them into wisdom, grace, and purpose. So hold your head up. You feel me? Don't be ashamed of where you've been. That's just the evidence that you're being refined for where you're going. Because sometimes, you feel me, the most powerful version of you only comes after the fire. Let me tell you something. Second chances ain't given to everybody. They're a gift. They're grace. You feel me? And they come with a lesson. When you get a second chance, it's not just about doing it over again. It's about doing it better. You feel me? It's about showing the world and yourself that you've learned from the first time. See, the first time something goes wrong, you might not appreciate the lesson, but when life hands you another shot, another opportunity, it's like God saying, here's your do-over. What are you going to do with it? And the truth is, you feel me? Most people treat second chances like the first one, like it's guaranteed, but it ain't. A second chance is rare. It's precious. And if you waste it, you might not get another. That's why the real power of a second chance is gratitude. You feel me? Because when you understand how easily it could have been gone, when you truly see that you could have lost it forever, you start to treat life differently. You feel me? Gratitude changes your perspective. It turns what could have been a tragedy into a testimony. It turns a mistake into a milestone. It turns a setback into a setup. When I look back on my own life, I see how many times God gave me a second chance. And every single time it's made me stronger. Every single time it's made me wiser. You feel me? Every single time it's made me appreciate the gift of today. You see, a second chance ain't about luck. It's about responsibility. It's about saying, I'm going to value this. I'm going to value this. I'm going to respect this. I'm going to make it count. And when you live with gratitude for your second chance, you feel me? You stop taking life for granted. You stop wasting time on petty things. You start living with intention. So if you've been given another shot at life, at love, at your dreams, don't just treat it as another day. Treat it as a blessing. Treat it as a gift. Because second chances aren't just opportunities. They're miracles. You feel me? And the miracle is this: when you walk in gratitude, you change your whole life. See, here's the thing about second chances. They don't come with a manual. They come with a choice. And that choice ain't always easy. It's scary. It's uncomfortable. It's uncertain, because when you get a second chance, you feel me? It's not just about starting over. It's about stepping into the unknown. It's about leaving behind what you knew. And that takes courage. Courage to forgive yourself. Courage to face your fears. Courage to change. And let me tell you something. Courage ain't the absence of fear. Courage is moving forward in spite of it. You feel me? When I look back at my own life, some of my biggest breakthroughs came when I stepped up, even though I was scared out of my mind, when I didn't know if I could make it. You feel me? When I didn't know if I was worthy. But that's the point. Second chances are a test of courage. They're life's way of asking, do you really want this? And you got to answer with action, not just words. You see, people waste second chances because they're too afraid to try again. They let fear whisper lies. You might fail. You're not ready. What if it happens again? But the truth is, you don't get to live fully without risk. You feel me? You don't get to change your story without stepping into fear. Courage doesn't mean you don't feel the fear. It means you feel it and still decide to move forward. You feel me? And here's the beautiful part. When you walk in courage, fear begins to lose its power. When you choose action over hesitation, you turn a second chance into a transformation. So when life hands you another opportunity, don't shrink, don't hide, don't talk yourself out of it. Step up. Step in. You feel me? Step out in faith. Because courage is the bridge between where you are and where you're going. You feel me? And every second chance you take with courage becomes a powerful story worth telling. Listen, your story ain't just about you. You feel me? It's about the people who are watching you when nobody thinks you can make it. When you take a second chance and walk through it with faith and courage, you feel me? You light a path for somebody else. You become proof that redemption is real. That change is possible. That even when life knocks you down, you can get back up. There's power in your comeback, more power than you realize, because every scar you have, every mistake you've made, every time reside in the same space, you feel every time you've fallen, that's not just your battle. It's a lesson for somebody who's walking their own hard road. You feel me? You ever notice how people who've been through hell and come out stronger? They inspire. They become living testimonies. You feel me? Walking proof that second chances aren't just for dreams. They're for transformation. And here's the thing. You don't even have to say a word. You feel me? Your life speaks loud enough. Someone out there is watching your second chance unfold, and they're thinking, if they can do it, you feel me? So can I. That's the beauty of a second chance. It's not just about rewriting your own story. It's about lighting the way for others to rewrite theirs. And isn't that something worth fighting for? To know your struggle and your comeback could change someone else's life. So when you step into your second chance, step with intention, step with humility, step with the awareness that you're not just living for yourself anymore. You're living as a beacon for everyone who needs hope. You feel me? Because your second chance doesn't just change your life, it changes the world. Here's the truth. A second chance ain't worth much unless you own it. You feel me? And owning it means more than just showing up. It means living it fully with everything you've got. Regret is the heaviest thing you can carry. You feel me? It's the what if that keeps you stuck. It's the voice in your head saying, if only I had done it differently. But here's the beauty of a second chance. It gives you an opportunity to cut regret out of your story. You feel me? When you grab that chance with everything inside you, when you give it your heart and soul, you leave no room for what ifs, because you've done it. You've lived it. And whether it turns out perfect or imperfect, you'll know you gave it your all. That's what it means to live without regret, to live boldly, to live intentionally. You feel me? To say, I am grateful. I am fearless. I am alive. When you own your second chance, you transform it into a victory, not just for yourself. You feel me? But for everyone who's been watching your journey. So don't waste it. Don't take it for granted. Step in with gratitude, courage, and purpose. You feel me? Because second chances are rare. They are precious. And when you own yours, you become the living proof that life can always give you another shot. You feel me? And that, my friends, is the power of a second chance. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the truth I want you to walk away with tonight. Life will knock you down. You feel me? It will test you. It will try to tell you you're finished. But here's the miracle. It also gives second chances. You feel me? And those second chances, they ain't just about fixing what went wrong. They're about becoming who you were meant to be. They're about rising stronger, wiser, you feel me, and better than before. So when life gives you that shot, don't run from it. Don't question it. Don't waste it. Step into it with courage. Step into it with gratitude. Feel me. Step into it with faith. Because when you own your second chance, you don't just change your story, you inspire the world. And that, my friends, is the power of a second chance.